Hi, Andrew Wood, and welcome back to Six Figure Teaching Pro. In session one, I talked about growing your database, using your CRM, setting goals for your database. I talked about the McKay 66. I talked about the 10 reasons to do business with you, and I talked about setting up your social media. So hopefully by now, you've got all of that aced, and we can move on to phase two. So I've got a lot to throw at you again today. Remember, my job is to provide you with the tools and the advice. Your job is to take it and make sure it happens. So let's start today with USP, Unique Selling Proposition. That is a term that was devised by Russner Reeves back in the 50s to define what makes one product or service different than another. And USP stands for Unique Selling Proposition. That's the one thing that you feel you do better than any of your competitors. And I've got some good information I'll upload for you. It's a pamphlet that I wrote a few years ago about USP, but it's very, very important that you go through this process and try to decide where it is you're going to specialize in. Because make no mistake about it, the more specialized you are with your marketing message, then the easier it is to actually make money. So let's take a look at the world's leading short game expert. Who would that be? Famous tour pro? Famous teaching pro? No, it's a 60-year-old NASA scientist. Dave Peltz is regarded by everybody as the world's leading proponent of the short game, and you know, he's not really a golf professional. I mean, I'm not sure the guy can break 80 from what I've heard, but he took his NASA science background and he did some studies and he wrote some papers and he did some videos. And over a period of years, he took his knowledge and expertise of science, applied that to golf, specifically to the short game, and became the world's leading expert on how to do the short game. I mean, it's quite incredible if you think about it. I mean, here's a guy, never played on the tour, never won a tournament, isn't even a golf pro, and yet he's the world's leading expert on the short game. So if someone like that can be regarded as a world expert, then you certainly can be. I've been regarded as a world expert in two different fields, originally in the karate business and now in the field of golf marketing. And I'm going to tell you how I accomplished that, because it's the exact same way you can accomplish it. But let's go back to USP now, and we'll come back to that in a minute. So when I say USP, Unique Selling Proposition, what I'm talking about is, are you primarily someone that teaches tournament players? Would you like to be known in your area as the #1 teacher of good players, of up-and-coming players, of champions? Perhaps you're better with beginners. Perhaps you're better with women. Perhaps you're better with juniors. Perhaps you're better at stopping the slice, or perhaps you're better at hitting it further. I know that if I was going to open a golf school, that's what I'd be doing, the Hit It Further Golf School. Let's not waste any more time on that short game. Who the hell wants to chip and putt anyway? Don't we all just want to whack it 20 yards further? Of course we do. I'd be going for those Robin Hood golf balls and some 47-inch drivers, and I guarantee they'd hit it 20 yards further. So anyway, you get the point. The more you specialize in being known as a specific thing. So, you need to make a bold statement, and I think that's very difficult for a lot of people in the golf business, because it is a very conservative business. But you need to be willing to stand out and say, I am the #1 instructor in Texas or Shropshire or Lanarkshire or Alabama. Or you've got to say, I'm the area's top junior instructor, or I'm the area's top biomechanics instructor, or I'm the only instructor that combines fitness and stretching with hitting it further. So you have to decide where you want to focus your energy and where you want to focus your marketing message, because just being a golf pro is like being a Ford or being a Chevy. There's thousands of them out there, and while they're all decent, there's nothing outstanding. You need to be the Cadillac, the Ferrari of your town, your city, your county, your state. And to do that, you have to specialize, not generalize. So you have to decide, based on your talents, based on your facility, based on your equipment, what makes sense for you for that one defining statement. Like I call myself the world's leading expert on golf marketing, which I believe to be a true statement. But I've been saying that since 2000, and in 2000, maybe it wasn't a true statement, but nobody else was saying it and nobody else was refuting it. So over a period of time, through my newsletters, through my seminars, through my books, people have come to accept that it's in fact a true statement. There's certainly nobody out there who's produced more information. But we've all got to start somewhere, and the karate business is probably a better example. I'd been in the karate business for all of 18 months when I wrote my first book, How to Make $100,000 a Year Teaching Karate. And I called myself the world's leading expert on running the karate business, having been in the business 18 months. But since nobody else had claimed that position, despite the outcry the first 4 or 5 months, after about 4 or 5 months, a couple of newspapers did an article on me, a magazine did an article on me, some videos came out, and pretty soon people said, you know what, this guy's the real deal. And the same thing can happen to you. You've got to make a bold statement. You've got to make a bold statement about being the best at something, whether it's an area, whether it's a genre, whether it's your facility. And I've got a downloadable pamphlet that will help you go through this process of doing it. One place to look is to go back and look at the 10 reasons you should have written down as to why somebody would want to do business with you, and try to find which one of those reasons is the strongest reason that people will want to come and take lessons off you. For example, maybe you're the world's top left-handed instructor. I mean, I've never heard of anybody saying that. You know, if I was a lefty, I think I'd prefer to take golf lessons from a lefty. So, you know, those type of things, they can give you a really big edge in your marketing, but it does take some time, it does take some thought in order to come up with the one that's right for you. And this is very, very important, because once you come up with this USP, you're going to stick with it for a long time. We're going to build all of your marketing message around it, and all of your website and your flyers and your ads and your social media are going to have that unique selling proposition on it there. Now, unique selling proposition is not a tagline. A unique selling proposition is something that helps you stand out. Titleist, the #1 ball in golf. Ping, for those who want to play their very best. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. They're promising a benefit. They're not just a cute statement. They're promising that if you do business with their company, that you're going to get a benefit as the customer, and that's the key thing. Has to be somebody nobody else is claiming. It has to be something unique. It has to be something that will help you sell your teaching talent and sell your skills. So USP, very, very important. I'm going to give you access to the pamphlet so you can go through the whole thing. But by the end of this month, by the next time you see me, you need to have gone through this exercise and make sure that you've come up with something that makes sense to you. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about in this segment, we've got the USP covered. We're going to work on that. The next thing is to start putting the tools in place that will allow you to build your reputation, to grow your reputation, to expand your reputation, so that people start seeking you out for lessons, and so that you're able to produce some products that will give you some residual income down the line. So the first thing I'm going to suggest is your blog. And you should have a blog set up by now to go with your Facebook page and your Twitter account and your YouTube channel. But your blog is really, really important, and it's really important for several reasons. Number one, it will massively help with your search engine positioning. Google loves fresh content. So if you're posting to your blog on a weekly basis, that'll help. If you're doing it on the daily basis, that is really, really going to help you big time. And of course, as you build your blog, it builds your reputation and also provides you with a foundation of content that you could later turn into product and turn into income. So Let's talk about the basics of blogging. First of all, it's a blog. It's not War and Peace. It's not Crime and Passion. It's a blog. It doesn't have to be perfect. A blog is about you. It's about your students. It's about your opinion. It's about your experience. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a great writer to blog. A blog is no more than you answering in print questions that a friend might ask you. For example, what did you think of the Masters last year? Or what did you think of the collapse in the Ryder Cup? Or what do you think of Sergio's chances of ever winning a major are? Anything like that, if you just think about how you would answer that if I asked you the question face to face, you're just going to talk to me, and that's what a blog really is. A blog is a conversation. It doesn't have to be a big drawn-out thing. So every day, if you can blog something every day, and again, I know this takes discipline, but we talked about working 4 hours a week on your business, not in it. A blog could be part of that. So if you just go in the morning and put up a simple post like, yesterday I had a student come over. This student was shanking it. It was destroying his life, destroying his pleasure of the game. We worked on a couple of things. Here's 3 drills you could do if you're shanking it. If you ever find yourself in the unfortunate position of shanking it, here's the 3 drills we did, and outline the drills. Or maybe you just do something simple like, say, if you're shanking it, here's the first 3 things to check. Check ball position, check grip, check swing path, whatever it is you do to cure a shank. If I knew, I wouldn't shank it so often. So the other thing you can do is you probably have a very large collection of golf books, and you can go to this collection of golf books or a collection of instruction books and use that as a basis for your ideas. Don't copy them directly, but use the golf instruction books that you have, or use magazines that you have to be the basis of an article. So let's say you see something in Golf World or Golf Digest, and it's an instruction article, and you say, hey, maybe some of you saw this instruction article in this week's Golf, whatever it is, on page 97, and the instructor said this. Here's 2 other things you could have done to make this problem go away. Or, I don't agree with it. This guy's saying this is how you fix a slice. I don't agree with it at all. I've been teaching 20 years, and I think this is a better way to fix a slice. So, you just want to be you. And what you want to do is put your opinion in that blog every day. Now, right now, it doesn't even matter how many people are reading it or commenting on it. Don't get discouraged by that. A lot of people start a blog and nobody ever comments, so nobody ever answers their questions. So after 2 or 3 weeks, they just go, what's the point? Nobody's reading it. Nobody's commenting. Here's the point. Google are reading it. It will help your search engine optimization. And be sure to mention your name, your location, your unique selling proposition in every blog. Sign it off. Andrew Wood, world's leading expert on golf marketing, located in Lecanto, Florida. Always you sign it off. In fact, in most of my blogs, I put in Tampa, Orlando advertising agency. So, like anything else, blogging is just a discipline, and you just need to get in the discipline of sitting down and every day trying to put 150, 250 words into your blog. Now, most of the time, perhaps it's about instruction, but it doesn't have to be about instruction. You could talk about a course that you played. You could talk about a tournament you're in. You could talk about what PGA Tour event or European Tour event was on the TV at the weekend. You could talk about famous players. You can talk about equipment. It doesn't matter. Whatever is of interest to you is what should be on the blog. But the thing that's going to help you the most is to use that time every day, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, to start documenting your specific beliefs about the golf swing. Because if you just spend 15 to 30 minutes a day writing down your thoughts on the golf swing, by the end of the month, you're going to have 10 or 15 pages written, which is a chapter. And by the end of the year, you're going to have 12 chapters written, which is a book. And I'm going to show you on another video how you can turn that into incremental income and how you can use that to promote yourself as an instructor. But it just takes that discipline to sit down every day And again, look for inspiration in the golf books you own. Look for inspiration in your students. Student comes in, problem is he's hitting it too low. Here's what I did. Problem is he's hitting it too high. Not hitting it far enough. Shanking it, hooking it, slicing it. You see the problems. Use an individual student. Today I had a lady come in. She's not hitting it far enough. Here's what we did to help this lady hit it 20 yards further. Just document what's going on your life every day and try to take some pictures. Always get a decent camera, one of those little ones that are high res, not just your iPhone camera, although they can definitely be good enough in the right light. They take great pictures, but get yourself a little camera, and as you're teaching, take pictures of your students in different positions so that you've not only got some writing about what's going on, but you've got some pictures to illustrate it. So if you take 3 or 4 pictures of a lady who's not hitting it far enough, and then document 4 or 5 things you did to get her hitting it 20 yards further, you've just written 2 pages of a manual that can be used down the line, and you've got some great content on your blog. Now, as you're posting to your blog, you want to make sure that you have different categories. So the categories might be fixes and faults, hitting it further, major problems, women, juniors, seniors, equipment. Make sure that you categorize your blog so that it's easy to get around, because if you're doing what I tell you and you're posting something every day, over a period of time, you're going to have 365 posts in there. So it's important that you have the posts organized into the correct categories. So make sure that you set up some categories on your blog. We're recommending WordPress as a blog, although there's plenty of other good ones out there that you could use. And if you do this every day, it will get you up to search engine rankings and provide you with the information you're going to need to do lots of other things, including generate PR, including generate products, and including making money while you sleep. Now, little side tip, every time you post a blog, make sure you put a link to that blog post on your Facebook and your Twitter. Everything should be multimedia. So make sure that as you blog, you promote that blog through your Facebook and through your Twitter to get a little bit of traffic going. And don't forget to occasionally ask for feedback. Ask people, who do you think's going to win the Masters? Who do you think's going to win the Open? Make sure you ask your students for feedback. Put your students' pictures on there. Make your students feel good at the same time as you're promoting yourself. Promote your students, promote their accomplishments. So if somebody you're teaching wins the club championship, get that picture up on your blog and congratulate them on the progress they've made with their swing. That personalizes your blog and makes it even better. I can provide you with some generic content you can put up there, some stories and stuff like that that'll also help make your blog more interesting. And you can do some funny stuff too, just like you do on Facebook or Twitter. Put up some funny videos, put up some funny pictures. Have a little bit of fun with it. Entertain your students. Remember, first and foremost, the instruction business is not the business you're in. You're in the entertainment business, and you're in the education business, and instruction is a big part of that. But the more you can make your students feel entertained at the same time, the better it's going to be. Okay, so let's sum up what you've got going so far. Number 1, all of your data is now into your CRM. Number 2, you started to gather little tidbits of information on your students and your prospects, and you're putting that in your CRM. Number 3, you've gone back, reviewed, and continue to review the 10 reasons to do business with you with a benefit to your customer. Number 4, we're now doing blogging every day. We're going to do some blogging every day. Get something up there every day to help with your SEO and to start providing a body of content, which I'll show you how to use later. We're going to make sure that that goes on your Facebook, on your social media. And 2 most important things, we're going to work on coming up with a USP, a unique selling proposition. You'll be able to get the download after the video. And don't forget, you need to be taking 4 hours minimum. And if you can take more, 5 or 6, even better. But 4 hours minimum out of the range, out of the club, out of the shop, working on your business, not in it. See you next time.